People like to make up stories as they go along. There's nothing wrong with that. It can be quite entertaining to do and listen to. But if you want someone to take you seriously, it's a poor way to communicate.
To learn how to better write, communicate, edit and design content, like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell.
If you have something meaningful to say and expect people to take the time to hear it, you should plan what to say and work to shape and structure your message so it's coherent and it engages, impacts and ideally influences your audience. That's unlikely to happen if you make it up as you go along. Good writers plan their writing. Rather than just write as they think, letting thoughts tumble onto a page, they plan what they're going to say. They do so to avoid wasting production effort and to find out how to best structure their story. It's a technique worth using when answering exam questions. Rather than just make up each answer as you go along, it's better to consider and plan your answer to each question and structure it to ensure that you cover the points needed in the optimal amount of detail that you can achieve in the time available. The same applies when producing videos or audio shows such as podcasts. It's also relevant when creating longer written reports and presentations. You should plan these before putting in the significant creative and technical effort needed to produce them. Scripts and storyboards are two of the tools that you should use to create content that is longer and more resource intense. One exception to this is news content. That has to be created fast, to immediate deadlines, often being published the same day. Journalists tend not to have the time to storyboard and plan out every scene or news television segment. They do, however, still commonly script non-live content before delivering it to camera. That's to ensure the story is structured in the best and most impactful way. A script determines what your visual or audio content will say. It helps make your video or podcast concise, to the point, and it prevents contributors, narrators or interviewees from speaking too long or incoherently. It helps all the producers, creators and contributors understand what the film or production is about and how the story it tells will unfold. Crucially, a script allows you to conceive, construct and impose a narrative structure onto your content. It acts as the essential blueprint of your story and production, allowing everyone to check that it has been well constructed before they begin work to make it. As with all good communications, scripts should capture and show who you are as the storyteller. They should convey your or others' point of view, establish where the story takes place, and which storytelling genre you'll use to tell the story. It's worth noting, as a rule of thumb, a video can include around 20 spoken words for each 10 seconds, or around 120 words a minute. That's slightly slower than the average rate of speaking, which is around 150 words per minute. But it allows for the gaps needed for new scenes, for scene transitions, and for the audience to visually read any on-screen messaging, as well as to take in the general look and feel of the film. Longer films and documentaries may have fewer spoken words, to give even more time to place scenes and characters and establishing shots, and make use of archive or contextual footage. This is the first step in depicting the content you will show. It's a powerful technique you should use when creating most forms of visual factual story, including film, video, television, animation, advertising, and illustrated books. A storyboard is a sequence of images that visually illustrate what each scene or page will show. Placed in the order they will appear in the final film or production. These images can be drawings, illustrations or photographs. They could be low quality. They could be hand-drawn sketches by people who can't draw particularly well. They could just be outline drawings. They could be real photos of suggested locations and people to appear in the production. Or they can even be images copied from another source that broadly illustrate the desired look and feel of each scene. The point is to convey a strong sense of the visual content of each scene. Then by showing these scenes in sequence, the storyboard then conveys an approximate visualization of the overall story. There are key benefits to creating a storyboard. A storyboard helps define the context of your message, what the visual tone will be, how each scene should be best staged, and the pacing of the story as scenes are placed together. Even which media is best to tell your story. Should you be telling your story using animation in this scene or footage? Should motion graphics be included? And if so, where? A storyboard defines the structure of your visual story. It allows you to sit back and reflect on whether you've opened with a powerful or engaging introduction, whether scenes are logically flowing together, whether a piece of your story is missing or should be moved to another place in the structure. It's much easier to edit a storyboard to create the best story and then go and produce the content required, than produce lots of content and then hope it can be edited down into an engaging final film or presentation. A storyboard also directs your production effort. By storyboarding your content, you'll know which scenes to capture to deliver your overall story. You can then plan where, when and how to film, record and produce them, and you can audit your progress. A storyboard also limits the potential of your factual story or script. Visualizing your story cuts down the various ways each part of the script or story could be achieved. That saves you from recording each scene in different ways, hoping to achieve the best outcome, or recording scenes in different styles that can't be edited together. Storyboarding is especially important when clients commission films made by others, such as by external videographers, film production agencies, or creative agencies. It's very easy for each to agree on the story they want to collectively tell, and even the exact words used to tell it, but then have very different visions for how the story should be visually told. Storyboards dramatically reduce this scope for offering different interpretations of how to visualize content. Storyboards become more important the longer your visual story and the more resource it takes to make. Those storyboards are most associated with filmmaking. Create one when sketching out longer written reports and presentations. To be visually interesting, these should be populated with visual media such as images, graphics and graphs. A storyboard will help you structure the sections of the report or presentation and the structure of the overall story it tells, and work out where best to place these visual devices to punctuate the words and engage audiences. As with all content, end your script or storyboard as well as it began, with a strong, absorbing or captivating message. Many branded and corporate videos usually also end with an end board. This is the final frame or frames that names the institutional author and includes a logo and/or URL. The end board is an opportunity to promote the organisation that made the film and direct audiences to more content to consume.
All you have to do is like and subscribe to this channel to watch the full course of more than 90 videos for free, or visit Amazon to access the 450-page Factual Storytelling Handbook.